Travis, do you have the information to put up about the runway? And who else are doing? Is Odette here yet? Not yet. Okay. We're going to begin the meeting. We're live? Excellent. Could I have everyone's attention, please? I'd like to welcome you to our first Council of Mayors meeting for MRC Pontiac 2021. And I know we're all looking forward to the next 4 years. And I hope after these 4 years, we will look back on this term as a term of great accomplishment. I've had the opportunity to meet with all of our 9 new mayors. We have a wonderful group joining the 9 returning mayors, and everyone is very enthusiastic, and I look forward to having the chance to meet with our 9 returning mayors to also hear what your priorities are. We're going to begin our TNO agenda, and with this is our unorganized territory, Lac Nilgo. When we hold this meeting, I am the mayor of the TNO, and all of you mayors are councillors, so I'll be referring to you as councillor. We need a resolution to open the meeting. Moved by Councillor Mayor. I already had someone behind you, but thanks for offering. All those in favor, please put your hands up. Thank you. Opposed? And that carries. Number 2, a reminder about COVID-19 measures. We are still following COVID-19 measures, and I will simply ask you to, if you need to go to the washroom or walk about, please put your mask on, and everyone should be distanced 1 meter. And you've signed in as you've arrived. And could you also please use the hand wash? Number 3, recording of the sitting and Facebook Live. We're required through COVID to record our meetings, and it was decided by the former Council of Mayors that even when COVID measures don't continue, that we will still, for transparency and to include people in the Pontiac, have the Facebook Live available so that as many people as possible can join us. Number 4, and the recording of this meeting will be available on the website through our communications person, Colleen Jones, by tomorrow. Number 4, declaration of the use of language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. The declaration of decorum, a statement by the warden, and that is simply nous sommes élus par les gens de Pontiac pour les représenter au mieux de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion, et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Je vous remercie. We are elected by the people of the Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and business-like manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. Number 6, the reading and adoption of the agenda. I need a resolution for this, moved by Councillor Spence. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Number 7, are there any declarations of interest or conflict of interest on this agenda? Seeing none, we will continue. Number 8, I need a resolution for the adoption of the minutes of the last sitting, moved by Councillor Doris Ranger. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Number 9, public question period. I'll ask our greffier, Mr. Laddister, do we have any questions for this agenda? Okay, thank you. Are there any people in the audience that would like to ask a question about the TNO agenda? Okay, we'll go on to number 10, questions from the public. Again, no questions, Mr. Laddister, thank you. Number 11, this is something that came to my attention in the last week. How many of you, mayors, councillors, knew about the Nilgo airfield? I see Morris and Terry Lafleur, Bill McCleary. I didn't know about it. I met two gentlemen who are bush pilots who have been faithfully looking after this airfield. And they informed me that this year is the 50th anniversary because it was built in 1971. So we're not finished 2021 yet, and I thought it was important to recognize this. And it's a very well-used airfield. It can be a way of promoting more tourism, economic development. There's a pourvoirie not far from it, so it's well used for hunting and fishing. And I'm very proud that we have this. So I wanted to pay recognition and say congratulations, félicitations pour 50 ans on behalf of all of the Council of Mayors and the MRC Pontiac. And they also mentioned that they wouldn't mind a future grant for the maintenance of the airfield now that it's on the radar. Okay. Accounts paid, Annie Viancourt, and then we'll have a resolution.
All right, so for the TNO financial report, you all have the income statement, which shows revenues and expenses up to now. So you can have a look at that, but everything is just following its course as usual. We do have a list of accounts receivable right now, sitting at $88,938.62. And the bills that were paid in the last month are totaling $152,773.11, most of which was road maintenance. And then there was a few other just supplies and gas for vehicles.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, I need a councillor to move this resolution. Moved by Councillor Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And I was remiss in forgetting to do our attendance, which we will now do. So I will call your name and please say present or present. Corey Spence. Present. Carl Mayer. Present. Brent Orr. Present. Alain Gagnon. Present. Maurice Beauregard. Present. Donald Gagnon. Present. Edward Walsh. Present. Christine Francoeur. Jean-Louis Corvo. Present. Terry Lafleur. Present. Sandra Armstrong. Present. Lynn Cameron. Present. John Douglas Russell. Present. Known as Doug Russell. Okay, very good. Bill McCleary. Doris Ranger. Colleen LaRiviere. Karen Kelly. Odette Godin. Bernard Waugh. Annie Viancourt. Travis Laddister. Kim Lesage. Natasha Guimet. Julian Gagnon. Not needed at this meeting. Colleen Jones. Cindy Phillips.
Present.
Thank you. And Jason Durant.
Present.
Excellent, thank you. Number 13, notice of motion and draft bylaw expenses and revenues of the TNO for the year 2022. Just notice of motion, we're giving that now. Thank you. Number 14, move it, to give it. All right. I need a counselor, Counselor La Riviere. All those in favor? Okay, we don't really vote on it. Just realized, thank you. Number 14, financing request for a watercourse crossing project, TNO, a resolution. Jason Durant.
Oui, bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everybody. Ceci, c'est une demande de la part de la pourvoirie du lac Bryson. Ils ont fait une demande auprès du MFFP pour une subvention pour changer 6 ponceaux sur le chemin qui mène qui longe le long de la rivière Coulonge, qui mène au sud Gautier. Donc, in other words, this in English, it comes out that the Lake Bryson outfitter asked subsidy towards the MFFP to change 6 culverts on the road that leans on that's adjacent to the Coulonge River going towards the Gautier chute. So actually, they had to pay for a percentage themselves. So the demand, if the MRC was willing to split in half this part that they must have to pay towards the project. So knowing that the outfitter is very active on the TNO, as much as we have a lot of canoers, beaucoup de canotiers qui utilisent aussi ce chemin-là. Donc, c'est pour ça que je suggère et je recommande qu'on va de l'avant pour le financement d'un montant de 13 000 $ pour le changement de 6 ponceaux. So in other words, I suggest that we go ahead for an asking resolution to pay $13,000 contribution for 6 culverts for the project.
Excellent. Any questions? Moved by Councillor McCleary. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Merci.
And finally, number 15, the closing of the sitting. I need a resolution. Councillor Orr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And the meeting is now closed. Now we will go to our public meeting of the Council of Mayors, MRC Pontiac, November 24th. I'd like to ask a question. Do we have our MP waiting? Not yet. Okay, thank you very much. Please let me know when she comes on. We have a special presentation tonight. As you know, we have a new MP. Her name is Sophie Chattel. She's spending a lot of time in the Pontiac, and she was speaking to me about an initiative that she has. She's been on Chip Radio about it. It's a green and prosperous Pontiac, and she just wanted to have 5 minutes to address you and to see you for the first time. She couldn't be here because she has to be on the Hill in Ottawa, but she has a resolution. It's a resolution that's not controversial, and I believe we could move it tonight. It will be presented. So we're going to open the meeting, and I need a resolution to open and take the attendance. Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Now, we've just gone through the attendance. I don't think we need to do it again. Has Odette Godin arrived? I don't believe so. So no change from the earlier attendance. Number 2, just to remind you that this meeting will be recorded and also on Facebook Live and available on our website by tomorrow. Number 3, the declaration use of language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional councillor members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation, and that person is Colleen Jones. The declaration by the warden of decorum. We are elected by the people of the Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and businesslike manner. I'll be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. Nous sommes élus par les gens de Pontiac pour les représenter au mieux de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, je retirerai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Je vous remercie. Number 5, I need a resolution to read and adopt the agenda. And are there any changes that are needed? Moved by Mayor Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 6, declaration. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest or interest on this agenda? Yes. Yes. Okay, so Mayor Armstrong is just mentioning an interest because she serves on the committee of Bryson House. And do you know which number that is on the agenda? What you can do is just watch for it. And when we vote, if you like, you can just leave your seat and you won't be present for the vote. Thank you. Number 7, adoption of the minutes of the last sitting. I need a resolution to adopt them. So this should be someone, careful, who attended that meeting. So it would be one of our former mayors. Thank you, Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor, opposed, and that's carried. Presentations. Tonight we have with us a very important group in the Pontiac, and they are known as the Women's Institute. And just need to ask one question of clarification. I'll just ask Helen Routliff. Helen, are the ladies representing Starks Corners, Clarendon, or both? Pontiac County is what they're representing. Perfect. So I'm going to ask, first of all, Colleen Jones to pass these out. This is a placemat that has been used to show on the 100th anniversary from 1913 when they were founded to 2013, many of their accomplishments, and you'll be amazed at this power and strength of this group. So each mayor should have one. Thank you, Colleen. And they have a particular reason to come tonight. They're going to introduce themselves. And can I ask, is Beryl Smart here? Beryl is the president. Beryl, if you'd like to come up to this microphone here so everyone can hear you. And the Women's Institute approached me, and they're very concerned about the obstetrics department issue at the Pontiac Hospital. And so they have taken it upon themselves, and they've worked with Andre Fortin, who, as you know, with previous petitions, has to have the wording so that it's acceptable in Quebec City or the petition won't go anywhere. So tonight we have copies in French and English. And Beryl will read the English tonight, and then I will read the French. Please, the floor is yours, Beryl. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Beryl Smart, president of the Pontiac County Women's Institute. And I have a group of ladies here with me from the Institute. The Institute was an organization founded in 1897 when 6 ladies got together, lobbied the government to have milk pasteurized. Since then, it has grown in leaps and bounds and is now an organization with over 9 million members, and it is a worldwide organization. Over the past years, we have done much lobbying of the government and have been very successful in having our causes recognized. For instance, how would you like to be driving on the highway without lines? We were responsible for that. For having school bus cars stopped when school buses are stopped. And if you read your placemat, you will see many other accomplishments. Recently, in our own community, we've had highway speed limits reduced, and we've had crosswalks in front of seniors' homes in the Chauvel area just very recently. So we are still a very active organization. And now we feel that there is a cause that's really dear to many of our ladies in particular, and that's to have the obstetrics unit reopened in our local hospital. And I'll read the petition that we hope you will support and take back to your municipalities. Considering that the obstetrics department at the Pontiac Hospital in Chauvel has been closed for almost 2 years, considering that the Pontiac mothers have to travel a great distance to Gatineau or Pembroke to give birth to their babies, placing them in potentially dangerous situations. Considering that the Pontiac Community Hospital is a high-quality care environment appreciated by citizens, considering that one of the government's stated objectives is to repatriate more health care services to Quebec, we, the undersigned, ask the government of Quebec that measures be put in place to relaunch the obstetric service in Chauvel as quickly as possible and allow all our Pontiac women to give birth to the newborns at their community hospital.
I'll read the French in a moment, but I'd like the mayors to give a round of applause to the Women's Institute.
We look forward to your support with this petition, taking it back to your municipalities and supporting us.
You will have it, and Colleen Jones will be, I'll just read the French, so stay there, Beryl, just for a moment, please. Considérant que le département d'obstétrique à l'hôpital du Pontiac à Chauvel est fermé depuis presque 2 ans, considérant que les maires de Pontiac doivent parcourir une grande distance vers Gatineau, Québec, ou encore Pembroke, Ontario, pour donner naissance à leur bébé, les plaçant dans les situations potentiellement dangereuses, considérant que l'hôpital communautaire du Pontiac est un milieu de soins de grande qualité et apprécié des citoyens, considérant qu'un des objectifs avoués du gouvernement est de rapatrier davantage de soins de santé au Québec, nous soulignons, demandons au gouvernement du Québec que des mesures soient mises en place pour relancer le plus rapidement possible le service d'obstétrique à Chauvel et permettre à toutes les femmes pontisoises de donner naissance à leur nouveau-né à leur hôpital communautaire. And Colleen Jones, could I please ask you to pass these to the mayors? And we have one copy for each of you. It's legal size paper. If you could take it back to your offices and have copies made, and we will announce tonight that in every municipality, this petition will be available. And hopefully you can just keep making copies, and we will let it go for, say, 5 weeks. And we're going to be starting it officially tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we have moved many resolutions at the Council of Mayors about this, but I think there's nothing like a petition and then Andre Fortin will take the copies to Quebec City and he will stand up and make a speech. And I believe our premier will not be happy to hear that babies are not being born in the Pontiac and they're going to need Ontario or even Gatineau over an hour away. So thank you very much again, Beryl, and all of the women who are here tonight from the Women's Institute. Keep doing your very important work, and thank you for taking a stand tonight for us. Thank you. Does this go down? Oh dear. Okay, thank you. Should I say anything? Well. Okay, apparently Sophie Chattel will not be joining us tonight. She's had an accident.
No.
That's what I was just told.
This Godet, actually.
Pardon me?
This Godet has had a small
It is Odette Godin. Okay, that's what, pardon me. our Mayor of Waltham will not be joining us, and hopefully all is well. Thank you. But Sophie Chattel is fine and will still be joining us. Good, okay. But that's very unfortunate. It's all right, fair enough. Good night, ladies. Thank you very much. Great to see you at our meeting. All right, has Sophie Chattel joined us? Great, what an introduction she's just had. Things can only go up from here. Okay. Okay. Bienvenue, Sophie. Can you hear me?
Oh, she just disconnected by accident. She'll probably try to reconnect again soon if you want to continue.
Continue with the agenda. Okay. So we will go on to number 9. As the elected warden, I 4 years ago had the opportunity to choose my pro warden. And 4 years ago, I chose Kim Cartier-Villeneuve from Otter Lake, Mayoress of Otter Lake. And so this is something that we don't vote on. It's just, I guess, a privilege of being an elected warden. So I would like to announce the person that I have chosen for this term, and the person has accepted. And so I would like to announce that the pro warden will be Mayor Sandra Armstrong of Mansfield. Thank you very much, Sandra. So Sandra will take my place when I'm not able to be here. Good for you. Okay. Okay. Sophie Chattel is joining us now. Bienvenue, Sophie.
Merci. Hello, everyone. Can you see me?
We can't see you, but we hear your voice loud and clear. There.
Voila.
Okay, see you. Please go ahead and
You have
you have
5
5
minutes
minutes
to speak about the
the
subject.
and we know you have a resolution.
Wonderful. Yes, thank you. The idea of the green and prosperous contact and the initiative that we are putting forward is in order to help as much as we can our communities in order to implement the green climate plan for Canada. As you know, there will be a significant investment into everything that will bring a shift towards a greener economy. But together with that, we need to resolve many social programs. So, and social issues such as labor shortage and affordable housing. And so the intent of this initiative is to engage with the community, inform everybody of what is coming up in terms of federal program in order to help communities and especially local leaders such as you in order to benefit of every single opportunity to be a leader in the economy of tomorrow. So it's very ambitious, but it's the moment we need to be ambitious. There's a shift towards not just Canada's economy, but the world economy. And this initiative is intending that areas such as the MRC of Pontiac come ahead of the curve in terms of benefiting from this, anything that could be helpful to the community to grow and prosper into this green economy. So in a nutshell, that's sort of the objective of the initiative. I could speak in more details, but I think you have a very busy schedule tonight, so I'm happy to answer any questions.
I don't think we have any questions at this point, Sophie, but I'm sure that if there are any, the mayors know how to reach you, and been very good about having meetings and meeting with them. Would you like to read your resolution?
Yes.
You have it?
I'll get it. Sorry, I didn't, I wasn't sure I would be presenting that. So if you just give me a second, Jane, I will
Sure.
get it. And while I'm at it, I congrat all of you for your election. I should have started with that.
And I also began by saying, Sophie, just how many times you've been in the Pontiac and how you have an objective of spending 3 or 4 nights a month in the Pontiac. And we really appreciate that. And I think this is the way that you really get to know us and get to know our issues and concerns. So thank you for that.
Absolutely, Jane. It's critical for me to get closer to the community to understand their needs better. And there's nothing like being there physically and meet many of you. And well, at the same time, I love this region. So yeah, it's easy commitment for me. Okay. So what would be really helpful, and by the way, having a resolution would be helping me bringing senior people in our community for what we wanted to do is a discussion table around big themes like environment, but also economic prosperity and social prosperity. And starting with environment would be a theme like sustainable farming, which is a big theme in the environment. And I was talking this week with our Minister of Environment, of Stephen Guilbeault, and he says that this initiative that we're doing is exactly what should many MPs, in particular in rural areas, should be doing, and he's willing to help us. And I will try to seek an invitation from him to come into one of those discussion table in the MRC of Pontiac. So that would be helpful to us to get your support, to get more people engaged in this initiative in our writing. So what I suggest as a resolution that would be helpful is to say something like, considering that climate change represents a challenge for the prosperity of our communities. You could also link it to some of the commitment you have. I know that the MRC of Pontiac has committed to support sustainable development to improve the quality of life of citizens. You could say also, considering that Mrs. Sophie Châtel, Member of Parliament for Pontiac, launched this Monday, November 22nd, an initiative to develop a strategic framework for the federal riding of Pontiac to help communities to prepare for the transition to a low carbon economy. Considering that as part of this initiative, there will be a regional consultation process, the MRC of Pontiac supports the initiative and will actively participate to the consultation process. So if that agreeable, I could forward that to you, and hopefully you could support this initiative.
I think we have the resolution, just
Okay.
what you've said. Travis has a copy of it. We haven't had a lot of discussion. We haven't had a chance as a group of mayors, but I think that the spirit of this is something that we can support. Any comments or questions? No? Okay, I think we can, as you say, it's going to help you bring some important people to the Pontiac. So could I have one of our mayors please move this resolution? Do you need to see it on the screen, or did you hear what Sophie said? Okay, moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Sophie. We look forward to working on that initiative with you.
Thank you so much for your time, for your support, and I'm so looking forward to meet all of you in person. And thank you for your support. We'll do some great work together.
Look forward to it.
Have a good rest of the meeting.
Bonne soirée. Merci
Bonne
beaucoup.
soirée. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Okay, the warden's report. It's a fairly short one because our last meeting was quite a while ago and we were all involved some more than others involved in the election. I attended a Remembrance Day rededication at the MRC where we rededicated a stone that is to the entire Pontiac County, and many mayors were there. Investment Committee, a Remembrance Day service in Shawville with Mayor Bill McCleary from Shawville and Mayor Edward Walsh from Clarendon. Lunch with Andre Fortin, our MNA, and I've had the opportunity to meet now with our 9 new mayors, Jean-Louis Corriveau, Bill McCleary, Odette Godin, Edward Walsh, Corey Spence, Terry Lafleur, Sandra Armstrong, Christine Francoeur, and Doug Russell. Thank you for making the time so I could hear your priorities and help you in any way that I can. Budget meeting, the swearing in on November 15th, the preparation meeting with staff of the MRC, the plenary meeting that we were all involved in. I had 2 meetings with Sophie Chattel, our MP, the CPAWS fundraising committee. I had a meeting with a resident of Portage de Fort. Her name is Caitlin. She's an art curator who has come here from Toronto and has a lot of big plans. Discussions regarding the Javalco mill and interviews regarding the obstetrics department reopening. And also I'd like to say that we've been invited, you have all been invited by Chantal Lamarche, who is still the president of the CPO. And on December the 9th, Thursday, at the Ramada Plaza by Wyndham in Gatineau, there's going to be a Sanka set, and it is a time for all elected people in the 5 regions to attend. There will be refreshments, and it's really just a time to meet each other. And I will forward this invitation to everyone. Any questions on my warden's report? Okay, seeing none. Announcements. Now, this is a time this may take our new mayors by surprise. I'm sorry about that, but every month we give you an opportunity to announce any events or plans in your municipality for the next month. So I'm going to start. Doug Russell, I think you have some.
Yes, we've planned a Santa Claus parade for the 18th. So it's in the works now. The councilors have taken that responsibility on. I've been talking to Jason. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we have a Santa Claus parade. We're trying to set up for December the 18th. 2 of the councilors have taken that project on. Seeing as I'm new, everything is new to me. So I'm working with Jason Durant right now. That will take a while as far as land in the community. Basically, that's about it for me right now. My projects are to set up the waterways and that, so it's kind of hard this time of year to do that. That'll have to be something, once I get on the committees, I put my name into those committees. So once I get involved with that, then I can work on that project.
Very good.
That's good.
Thank you so much, Doug. Carl Mayer from Carl Mayer from Elena Kaywood.
We're having a parade either the 4th or the 11th. We're not real sure. Whenever we can get Santa Claus.
Is it you?
He's got a busy schedule.
Hi, Odette.
So that's all we have. So
Great to see you, Odette. It's awfully good of you to have come. I'm sorry you've been through what you've been through. You can sit right there beside Doug Russell. So we'll go next to the Mayor of Bryson, Alain Gagnon. Go ahead.
Le comité de revitalisation organise illumination de l'arbre de Noël. It will be followed by a parade of lights. That's Friday, December 3rd, 6:30.
Merci beaucoup. Bill McCleary from Shawville.
We're having our tree lighting Friday night at 7 o'clock. in the Memorial Park, same place to remember service was at. The Santa Claus Parade is the next day, beginning at 3. I'm not sure if the merchants are having a little bit of a street fair during that time or not. It was talked about, but never decided on. And Santa Claus will be at the arena outside on Saturday.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Corey Spence, Leo's Calumet.
Yeah, we're having some activities as well. There's going to be a little bit of a, I guess, a market there, and we're going to have apparently some horses are going to come into the town. So if anybody wants to help out with the afterwards picking things up, you're more than welcome to come.
Thank you. Mayor Terry LaFleur, Otter Lake.
Yeah, we're having a tree lighting ceremony, I believe, starting around 5:30, 6 o'clock, December 12th. As well, we'll be running a 3-week house decorating competition, same as the last, I want to say 4 years. And an angel tree has been started, the organization of it, from the Otter Lake Fire Department and the Thorn Fire Department together.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Mayor Morris Beauregard, Campbell's Bay.
Saturday, December 4th, in conjunction with the municipality of Litchfield, we're holding our annual Campbell's Bay Litchfield Santa Claus Parade. It will start at 1 p.m. and floats are asked to show up in front of the manor at noon. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Mayor Donnie Gagnon from Chichester.
Yeah, I just, North Fork Christmas Market, December the 4th and December the 5th in Chichester.
Great. Thank you very much. Mayor Doris Ranger from Sheenville.
Well, we don't have too much going on, but we're going to join into the Santa Claus Parade at Human Island. We'll always take part there. And there's Christmas draw on December 12th, along with the Santa Claus Parade at 12, starting at 12:30. And I guess that's about it.
Okay, thank you very much. Marilyn Cameron from Portage de Fort.
Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Stone School, there's a function for children put on by the Western Quebec Literacy Council. And then the following Saturday, there is a kitty craft day and they're going to be making snowman hats.
Great, thank you very much. Mayor Jean-Louis Corriveau from Ville de Grand Calumet.
Sorry, we have nothing on the island for this year, I guess.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Sure you'll have things in the future. Mayor Colleen LaRiviere from Litchfield.
Just as Morris said, Campbell's Bay Litchfield Christmas parade on December the 4th.
Working together. Okay, perfect.
We try hard.
Yes, you do. Mayor Karen Kelly from Thorn.
Santa Claus is visiting for the children, probably either on the 10th or the 3rd. They haven't decided on a date yet. And also, as Terry LaFleur mentioned, the angel tree is in process.
Okay, thank you very much. Mayor Brent Orr from Bristol.
Bristol residents will be going to Shovel to see Santa.
Okay. Mayor Edward Walsh from Clarendon.
Yeah, we have a joint adventure with Shovel with, as Bill mentioned earlier, we're having our Santa Claus parade on Saturday at 3 p.m. or whatever. So anybody interested in putting in their float, you're more than welcome to join us.
Okay, great. Thank you. Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong from Mansfield.
Okay, us on the 4th of December, there's La Marché de Noël d'antan. So yesteryear market, Christmas market at the Bryson House on the 4th from 10 to 2 o'clock. And then there'll be the lighting at the shoots, and that starts on the weekend of the 27th, so 26 and 27. And there's on their site, you'll see the prices to go in and stuff. There'll be hot chocolate and more stuff to do. I think we should be meeting there on the 10th of December.
Yes, that was what was suggested by Annie Biencourt and the staff, I think, of the MRC, is that the mayors would come with their new toques that they've been given that say MRC Pontiac on them. And were you saying December 10th? Was that the date? Yes. About what time, Annie? Okay, whatever time you like. Great.
And Christine will be talking about La Parade de Noël, but after the Parade de Noël, we stop at the arena. La Caisse des Jardins is paying treats for the kids. And there's 2 hours of skating, free skating for the kids from both towns, so from Fort Calanche and Mansfield.
Okay, thank you.
And
Mayor Christine Francoeur from Fort Calanche.
And like she said, on the 4th, we also have the Christmas parade, which we do together every year. It starts, it leaves the Mansfield Fire Hall at 5 o'clock. And also at the Golden Age Club on the 17th, they're having a Christmas supper. So if anybody's interested to attend, you just need to call the Golden Age Club.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And we'll give Mayor Odette Godin a chance. Is there anything in Waltham, Mayor Godin?
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you've done well to even be here. Public question period. Are there any members of the audience? No, for questions, but we do have e-questions. I think we have 3 of them. First are directed towards me from a citizen, Pat Guyette from Fort Calanche. First question is, Warden Taller, Panorama Quebec published its findings for 2021, but really it's 2019, your second year in office. Disposable income went from 3rd worst out of 104 to 2nd worst. Only the region of Kativik has done as badly as us. This is unacceptable. A comment on the rest of the report would be appreciated. So I'm familiar with this published report that's just come out. And what I could say is that 2019 was a hard year for the Pontiac. We had the flood. We had a lot of people out of their homes. When I talk about, actually, I'll speak to Mr. Guyette because I'm sure he's listening. Pat, when I talked about growth in our population, it was based on the fact that we did a survey of our mayors, and it was not an official survey, but the question that was asked of every mayor in every municipality is, how many new homes have sold? How many properties have sold or been transferred? Do you have more citizens coming to your municipality or new businesses? And the answer across the board with all 18 municipalities was yes. And what we know is that COVID-19 has attracted people to the Pontiac, and that's a great thing because 50% of people are leaving cities and they're looking for wilderness. So I agree that with this report that 2019 isn't showing much improvement from 2018. What will be significant is when we see the results for 2020 and 2021, because everybody on the street has noticed that the Pontiac is moving forward with revitalization. We have more people here, and just the fact by example, when we asked the question, knowing that Mansfield had 300 homes affected by the flood, it really didn't have an overall impact because many of those people either rebuilt or new people have moved here. And so next question by Pat Guyette, similar, also addressed to me, Warden Taller. In previous statement, you said there was a population growth in the MRC Pontiac. Panorama Quebec 2021 differs from you. Data indicate negative population growth. Could you provide documents that would validate your statement? So I could try to bring some numbers together for Pat Guyette and everybody else. Again, we took kind of an unofficial poll, but what I think will be interesting is we've just had a census done. The last one had been done in 2016. I don't think it's completed yet, but this was the census for this year, 2021. So hopefully it's going to show an increase, but I think that these are good questions, and I'm really happy that we have the opportunity to hear from the public. Now, there was a question, I'm just Travis Ladisser, the question that Jason Durant was going to answer, is he answering this tonight or will it be by email? Okay, there was a specific question to do with ATVing, correct? Okay, and about permits and things like that. So Jason Durant will be responding. Perfect, thank you very much. Normally, we try to read them all out, but I don't have it here. Coronavirus follow-up. So this is the opportunity to just say that, as you know, recently we had an outbreak of COVID-19 in L'Île aux Allumettes. It was mainly around the Keown School, and the public health saw fit to close the school for a 10-day period, which will be finished on November 26th. And I haven't heard of any new cases there. Mayor Spence, have you heard any new cases since the closure? Okay, we had a meeting together today, and we are pretty certain that the elementary French school in Chapeau has not had any positive cases. I don't know if anyone knows differently, but I do know that for the bus that was being driven, this was a great concern, was how it was going to be spread between schools. So by closing one school, I think this was a very positive step. And just today on CHIP radio, I learned that there is one case of COVID at Pupor School in Fort Collonge. So this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on. I'd like to just throw it out right now to the mayors. Has anyone heard of anything in their municipalities? The CISO do their best to provide the statistics every day, but you know, it's confusing because right now they're keeping this historical number, which means from the beginning of COVID in 2020. So it's difficult to sometimes see when there's been growth, but the number to look at is how many active cases in the Pontiac. So we just need to be vigilant. And Bernard, did you want to add anything about the MRC?
Well, what I could say is that the MRC is 80% of the staff is in the building. So, and we will increase it to 90 in January. So we are close to be full-time, full employees at the MRC serving the population. And that's it.
Any questions of Bernard? Okay, thank you. We'll go on to finances. Annie Viancourt, 15.1. We'll need a resolution. Thank you, Annie.
Okay, bonsoir. C'est pour le rapport financier de la MRC pour le dernier mois. Comme à l'habitude, on présente l'état des résultats que tout le monde a accès pour regarder les revenus dépenses jusqu'à date. So you have the income statement again for the MRC, same as the TNO, where you can look at revenues and expenses so far for the year. For the list of accounts receivables right now for the MRC, sorry. There's something wrong with my sheet. I don't have the right number here. But you can certainly look at it. I don't have the total number. There seems to be a glitch on my sheet that I printed, but it has all the loans as well that come from Economic Development Department. So that, of course, increases the total amount of accounts receivables. In our list of accounts payables, we stand right now at $170,844.83. And we did pay a list of bills in the last month for a total of $534,256.48. So a lot of those are, if we have grants or that are in and out sometimes, like for instance, Transport Action, there was over $200,000 going there this month. So some of that comes from MTQ, but mainly normal regular bills and also utilities included in there. Puis la prochaine, c'est les frais de déplacement. So for travel expenses, this is for council for last month, is $927.45.
Okay, any questions of Annie on her report? Have you finished, Annie? That report?
Yes.
That part, okay, we need a resolution. Yes, moved by Mayor Carl Mayer. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Okay, so then Annie and Cindy, the resolution office upgrade COVID-19.
Yes, so that was a resolution we had passed last month that we are just modifying the amount for modifying office spaces for the Economic Development Department. We had to modify the plan a bit, so the actual amount requested from COVID funding is $10,761.55.
Any questions? Okay, and so we need to move a resolution on this as well. Yes. Moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.3, carte de credit cooperative Department de Development resolution. Annie?
Yes, this is just, well, considering the large department that we have for economic development and what's required of them, the expenses. We're requesting to have a Visa credit card from Desjardins for the department in the name of the director, who is Cindy Phillips, with a credit limit of $5,000.
Okay, thank you. Resolution moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.4, notice of motion and draft bylaw on the remuneration of the warden and members of council. This is a notice of motion, so we just need someone to take carriage. Is that correct? Carried by Mayor Brent Orr. Okay, go on to the budget 2022.
Yes.
Uh,
Grab my sheets and
Okay, yes,
I have
take your
some
time.
sheets that I can hand out as well to everybody.
Okay, great. And while Annie's doing that, I wanted to mention at the end of the meeting, please wait for about 5 minutes, all of the mayors, because the equity would like to take a picture of everyone. So just an informal picture at the back.
All right, so Colleen is handing them out for me. Ça va être une présentation du sommaire du budget pour 2022. Vous avez le comparatif avec le 2021. There's French copies, English copies, whichever you prefer. So just a summary presentation of the budget 2022. So for revenues of shares for 2022, it's at $3,411,998, which is at 13.5 cents compared to 13 cents last year. Other revenues, so we have other revenues from local sources, municipal services, $156,351, which comes mainly from the TNO for work done by the MRC. We have the License Bureau at the MRC, which brings in a revenue of about $85,000. Our Crown land leases, $376,871. And then in other revenues, which is like TPI management and other professional services offered by the MRC, $104,953. As for grant revenues, we have from the MAMASH a diversification of revenues, $211,541. We have a $2,000 budget for a revenue for a summer student for a grant. We have our renovations program with the SHQ, so that's $35,000. Then we have land use grant, which is the PIIRL. We're expecting about $50,000 there. From our COVID fund, we have budgeted $203,500 for potential projects that we're looking at, like installing a generator at the MRC, doing some other renovations to the building, electrical panels and other things like that. Then we have development grants. So those are $3,581,463. So most of that is the FRR different streams. And we also have an AEQ funding for 2 new positions that we have in economic development. All the PADF forestry projects, all those grants, and also cultures in there. Then we have Transport Action, so grants that we get from the MTQ that goes to Transport Actions, $319,706. And our PPJ maintenance, we get a grant from the MTQ for the Notre project, 125,000. So that's a total revenue of $8,663,383. And we are appropriating $340,963 from the surplus for a total revenue of $9,004,346. The second page has all of the expenses per department. So administration has legislation, the first part, $345,774. Administrative and financial management is at $1,272,620. Other revenues, which are expenses, sorry, regional art collection, the large events, donations and sponsorships. So that is 32,000. And then we have the expenses for our license bureau, $109,608. Then we have engineering and infrastructure. So that's for like software and travel expenses for the staff in that department, $21,302. Public security, so fire and civil protection, $48,302. And animal control, $97,610. The assessment department is at $999,251. Then we have professional resources, which groups about 8 or 9 employees for $675,348. So, and also environment is $26,671. Then in planning and development, so planning, land use planning, $74,810. You have geometric, $30,933. We have our crown land lease expenses, which are equivalent to the revenue. So it's our leases budget that is balanced at the same amount, $376,871. For strategic development, so all the development projects, $2,246,911. So trail maintenance, which is the TPJ, Oiseau Rock, the waterway, that's $295,000. Culture and heritage is $67,078. Then we have our transportation, which I mentioned, Transport Action, and then you add also the MRC contribution to Transcolline. So that's a total of $555,581. Special projects are $35,000. Partnership and development, $701,955. So that's like your PADF that we saw in revenues. They're again here in the expenses, also for tourism marketing. Then the development department, so that's salaries, travel, and other expenses for the staff is at $642,335. So that includes the 2 new positions, which are financed 100%. Overhead related to planning and development is $39,009, and the renovations program, $31,500, and then some other expenses for $5,900. We have long-term financing for $69,477, and capital expenditures financed by the COVID grant for $203,500. So the total expenses equaling the revenues at $9,004,346.
Any questions at this point? I had one question on forestry. You're showing 0 expenses for 2022 compared to $102,350 in 2021. Was that the consultant, the difference? Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, do we go on to the next item, or do you need approval at this point?
I think there's there's
a resolution
for this document.
Okay, could I have a resolution from Mayor, moved by Mayor Doris Ranger? All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.5.2, bylaw expenses and revenues of the Pontiac Resolution. Bernard and Annie.
Yes, well, that's basically the bylaw for all the numbers that I just mentioned here in the summary. They're all in the bylaw ready to be adopted, which will be your official adoption of the budget.
Okay, and could you just inform people watching why, although everyone's just been elected, why we are in a rush and why this, I mean, it hasn't been rushed. You've had a long budget period, but why do we need to approve this tonight?
It's a provincial law that all MRCs have to adopt their budgets on the last Wednesday of November every year.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So could I have a resolution moved by a mayor, please? Moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you very much, Annie. It's a big job. Well done. Administration, general administration, Bernard Waugh will start with the sale for taxes, and we have 4 items. I guess you can just introduce all of them.
Les 4 prochaines résolutions ont pour but d'autoriser le directeur général et la préfète à signer les documents relatifs à la vente de propriétés dans le cadre d'enchères passées pour non-paiement de taxes. So, we have 4 resolutions. The first one is to authorize the representatives of the MRC Pontiac, Bernard Roy as the DG, and Mrs. Jane Toller as the warden to sign the deeds prepared by Notary Mireille Larry for lot 4786191. This is in L'Île aux Alouettes.
Oh, and now we're voting on each one. So, right. Mayor Carl Mayor, all those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. The next one is in Portage de Fort.
Yeah, and again, it's authorized myself and the warden, Mrs. Jen Toller, to sign the deed prepared by Notary Mireille Larry for lot 3350763. This is in Portage du Fort.
Okay. Moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. The next property is in Thorn.
The third one is again to authorize myself and Mrs. Jane Toller as the warden to sign the deed prepared by Notary Mireille Larry for lot 3701808. This is in Thorn.
Okay. Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And the last one is also in Thorn.
And it is for lot, it's prepared by the Notary Mireille Larry again, and it's for lot 3702293 in Thorn.
Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you. We'll go on to the Table de Développement Social du Pontiac, Projet FKIS, Project Bernard Waugh.
On doit adopter, la MRC doit adopter une résolution recommandant l'adoption d'un projet de la table de développement social du Pontiac par la conférence des élus de l'Outaouais et recommander son ajout au plan d'action régional. So this project is a project of the TDSP, table de développement social du Pontiac. It is of a value of $147,071, and this will allow Autonome Pontiac to adapt the building located at 128 Front Street in Campbell's Bay, and will provide the organization's external services as well as a 650 square foot multi-service room available to partners and the community and to the community. The money comes from the FKIS. This is the fund which is a part of the regional agreement of MTES, Ministry of Work and Social Services. It is this agreement is a 5-year agreement. It will end in 2023. And the total budget for only the MRC Pontiac is for those 5 years, $726,826. We need a resolution to recommend the adoption of this project to the regional plan of the Outaouais.
Moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Go on to 16.3. Comité de la MRC, Constitution des Comités et Membership. The membership committee composition and membership for MRC. Bernard.
Oui, les prochaines résolutions concernent des nominations ou des nouvelles nominations pour les différents comités de la MRC. The first one is about the HR committee. So considering the importance of establishing a committee to deal with various human resources issues, and considering the importance of establishing and maintaining a procedure to deal with matters concerning said management personnel, we have to appoint tonight as member of the HR committee, Warden Jane Toller, Mayor Maurice Beauregard, Mayor Colleen Larivière, Mayor Karen Kelly, and Sandra Armstrong.
Okay, thank you very much. Could I have someone move that resolution? Moved by Mayor Lynn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. The next is the Multi-Resource Committee.
Yeah, in conformity with the land management agreement, 2 elected officials have to be nominated and to sit on the advisory committee called Multi-Resource Committee. It is proposed to nominate Mayor Maurice Beauregard and Mayor Terry Lafleur.
Okay. Moved by Mayor Colleen Larivière. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Next committee is Forestry Committee. Bernard?
The MRC Pontiac has identified the forestry sector as one of the key sectors to develop. That's why the Forestry Committee exists. So it is proposed to nominate on that committee Warden Mrs. Jane Toller, Mayor Colleen Larivière, Mayor Sandra Armstrong, Mayor Christine Francoeur, and Mayor Maurice Beauregard.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Mayor Jean-Louis Corriveau. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. The Public Safety Committee, CSP, Bernard?
In accordance with the Police Act, 4 to 7 members of this council has to be appointed. It is proposed to nominate on the Public Safety Committee Mayor Alain Gagnon, Mayor Donnie Gagnon, Mayor Ed Wash, Mayor Maurice Beauregard, Mayor Odette Godin, Mayor Doug Russell, and Mayor Karen Kelly.
Okay, moved by Mayor Carl Mayer. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. The Flood Prevention Task Force resolution. Yes, you can go ahead. You've got all the names.
So it is proposed to nominate on the Flood Prevention Task Force Mayor Doug Russell, Mayor Odette Godin, Mayor Maurice Beauregard, Mayor Sandra Armstrong, Mayor Christine Francoeur, Mayor Corey Spence, and Mayor Alain Gagnon.
And could we also include in that, did we, last year, do you remember, Morris, did we also vote on our 2 citizen representatives, Andre Boisvert and Dan Poole? They were just invited. Okay, very good. So we'll just vote on the mayors. Could someone please move that? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. The next one is the Investment Committee. And is this Cindy Phillips who will be introducing it? Cindy?
Bonsoir, good evening. Yes, the Investment Committee is now a joint investment and AEQ advisory committee of the MRC Pontiac. And so we have 1 elected representative of the MRC, 1 representative designated by the FTQ, the Fonds de Solidarité, FTQ, 1 representative designated by local investors representing the socio-economical milieu, and 4 representatives from a socio-economical or entrepreneurial background. And so tonight you have a resolution before you to appoint Mrs. Jane Toller, Warden of the MRC, as the elected representative of the MRC on the Investment Committee, and also to appoint Ms. Sandra Armstrong, Mayor of the Municipality of Mansfield and Pontefract, to sit on the Joint Investment and Advisory Committee as a non-voting member, representing Mansfield as the most populous municipality.
Could I have someone move that resolution? Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thanks, Cindy. The Task Force Property Assessment Action Group, Bernard Waugh.
The mandate of this new committee is in a consultation with stakeholders to find solution to the labor shortage and catching up on backlogs. It is proposed to nominate on this new committee Mayor Maurice Beauregard, Mayor Colleen Larivière, Mayor Terry Lafleur, Mayor Corey Spence, Mayor Doris Ranger, Mayor Carl Mayer, and Mayor Alain Gagnon.
Okay, very good. Could we have someone move that resolution? Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. The MRC CISO Committee.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bernard.
Yeah, it is proposed to nominate on the CISO committee Warden Jane Toller, Mayor Bill McCleary, Mayor Ed Wash, Mayor Maurice Beauregard, Mayor Sandra Armstrong, and Mayor Christine Francaire.
Okay. Could I have someone move that resolution? Moved by Mayor Bill actually, Bill, you're on it. So we'll have Mayor Doug Russell. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And finally, the Waterway Committee, Resolution Kim Lesage.
This is an ad hoc committee for decisions regarding the waterway service, maintenance, and promotion. We have two representatives of the MRC. In addition to, we're proposing Warden Jane Toller, Mayor Donald Gagnon, Mayor Doug Russell, and Mayor Alain Gagnon.
Okay. Moved by Mayor Colleen Larivière. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Go on now to MRC representation on boards of directors, 16.4.1. MRC representative for the Trans-Colin Board, Bernard Watt.
Cette résolution a pour but de nommer sur le conseil d'administration un représentant de la MRC. On parle du conseil d'administration de Transcolline. So it is proposed to nominate Warden Jen Toller as representative of the MRC Pontiac, sitting on the board of Transcolline.
Have someone move that resolution. Moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you. 16.4.2 MRC Representative Transport Action Board, Bernard Watt.
Deux nominations pour siéger sur le conseil d'administration de Transport Action. So we need a resolution to nominate Mayor Colleen Larivière and Mayor Corey Spence as the representatives of the MRC Pontiac sitting on the board of Transport Action.
Okay, could I have someone move that? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.5, notice of motion and draft bylaw about the meetings of the MRC Pontiac for the year 2022. Bernard Watt.
C'est un avis de motion et un projet de règlement pour le calendrier des rencontres pour l'année 2022 pour une future adoption. So we need an elected official to give a notice of motion with dispense of reading for the adoption of the bylaw, providing for the council assemblies for the MRC Pontiac for year 2022. And you have also attached the calendar proposed for year 2022.
Okay, very good. I think Mayor Donnie Gagnon had his hand up first. So all those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Now we go on to economic development. Thank you, Bernard. Cindy Phillips. The first is the investment committee recommendations, a resolution.
Yes, ça, c'est pour l'adoption des recommandations issues de la réunion du comité d'investissement du mercredi le 10 novembre 2021. So adoption of the recommendations stemming from the investment committee meeting held on Wednesday, November the 10th, 2021. You have several recommendations coming forward. MRC CI 2021-1104 for two amounts, $37,500 and $25,000. So the investment committee recommends that the regional council of the MRC Pontiac adopt the granting of a FLEA loan of $37,500 and an FLS loan of $25,000 with conditions, and MRC CI 2021-1104 in the amount of $25,000. It's a recommendation to award a grant of $25,000 with conditions.
Have someone move that resolution. Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 17.2, the recommendations, donations, and sponsors. So you've got 4 different ones, starting with Maison Bryson. So
Pour
Mayor,
l'adoption,
I just absenting herself. Okay, go ahead, Cindy.
sorry. Oui, nous avons 4 recommandations des dons et commandites. We have 4 recommendations for donations and sponsorships. The first one is for the Maison Culturelle de George Bryson for their Christmas market, le marché de Noël. The recommendation is for $500 for the event, which will be held on December 4th of this year.
Okay, could I have a resolution? Thank you, Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Okay, Sandra, you can return. 17.2.2 Harbor Square resolution.
Yes, this is for a 2021 Christmas dinner, which will be delivered to those who request it, as well as an angel tree program for Christmas 2021. Deliveries will be made on the 20th and 21st of December in Portage du Fort. The recommendation is $250.
Okay, I have a resolution moved by Mayor Lynn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Harbor Square Park Réveillon donations and sponsorships resolution.
This is a request for a donation to contribute to a fireworks show to be held on New Year's Eve in Portage du Fort on the beach. The recommendation is for a $250 donation.
Okay, someone want to move that? Mayor Jean-Louis Corvo, all those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 17.2.4 West Pontiac Connects, Cindy Phillips.
Yes, this is a recommendation of a $500 donation towards an outdoor Christmas market to be held in Chapel on Île aux Allumettes on December 12th, 2021. The vendors will be set up outside and they would like to purchase Christmas lights and such to help decorate and make a festive scenery.
Moved by Mayor Odette Godin. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Going on to the Emergency Aid Fund for SME, Cindy.
Oui, ça c'est pour l'adoption de la liste des prêts octroyés dans le fonds COVID. So this is for the adoption of loans granted under the Emergency Aid Loan Program. We received 1 loan approved by the investment committee, and so you have a resolution before you tonight to adopt the loans granted by the investment committee.
Okay, moved by Mayor Morris Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Resolution pour la recommandation aide financière COVID-19, Cindy Phillips.
Yes, lastly, you have 4 recommendations to be adopted tonight by resolution under the special COVID-19 funding from the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Donc, 4 recommandations pour être approuvées par résolution ce soir sur le fonds COVID. The first recommendation is for the Pontiac Artists Association. It is a recommendation for a grant in the amount of $10,000 to help them offset expenses that they have endured because of COVID-19. The second, Coopérative de Solidarité de Centre de Loisirs des Draveurs. This one, is a recommendation for a grant in the amount of $16,000, again, to help offset costs, expenses endured due to the pandemic and help them with their economic relaunch of this season. The third recommendation is for the renewal of safety equipment, first aid kits, and a defibrillator. And the fourth recommendation is for a generator. And I'm not sure if Kim Lesage wanted to speak to those 2 points, but those are the 4 recommendations that you have before you tonight.
She said it's not necessary. Okay. Thank you. Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you very much, Cindy. Bon travail. 18, regional infrastructure. 18.1, rental fees, regional parks, snowmobile clubs. Kim Lesage.
Bonsoir. Pour les infrastructures régionales, nous proposons une résolution ce soir pour l'approbation aux 2 clubs de motoneige pour la location du parc régional PPJ pour la saison 2021 et 2022. So under regional infrastructures, we have one resolution tonight for approving the 2 snowmobile clubs to lease the PPG regional trail for the 2021-2022 season for $100 each, and following the receipt of their financial statements for the past year.
Okay. Resolution moved by Mayor Morris Beauregard. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Then we go on to Alexandre Savoie-Perrin and Jason Durand. 19.1, the suspension temporaire visant des territoires incompatibles aux activités minières. So this is the temporary suspension regarding areas inconsistent with mining, the 5th renewal. Go ahead. I think it was already on.
OK. Donc, c'est une proposition pour renouveler pour 6 mois la suspension temporaire aux activités minières. So it's basically a renewal. So the 5th renewal since 2019 to reconduct areas inconsistent with mining. This is relevant while we are starting the works of the revision of the master plan. Donc, pendant qu'on fait la révision, on amorce la révision du schéma de la MRC. Ça nous permet d'avoir une meilleure planification au niveau du territoire.
Any questions of Alex? Okay, seeing none, who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Morris Beauregard. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Thank you very much, Alex. Now we're on miscellaneous 20.1, and it's the next meetings for the Lions Hall plenary Tuesday, December 7th, TNO and council sittings Wednesday, December 15th. For information, correct, Bernard? Yes. And so I'd just like to thank everyone for our first meeting together. Thank you very much for all being in attendance, and it's been a great meeting. Look forward to working together for the next 4 years. Who would like to move the closure of the meeting? Mayor Brent Orr. All those in favor? I would say it's unanimous. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, yes, could we please just congregate at the back with your masks on, and then we'll take the masks off just for the pictures as long as we're spaced appropriately. Thank you.